Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, council. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Is there any additions to the agenda?
Good morning, Mr. Reeve and Council. There are no additions.
All right, anything from anybody else? All right, seeing none, I need a motion to adopt the agenda, gentlemen. Thank you, Councillor Fidea, for making a motion to adopt the agenda. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. My computer doesn't want to turn on, so I'm just going to put my hand up. Is that okay? That's carried, thank you. I'm looking for the adoption of the minutes of regular meeting of council, June 9th, 2024. Okay, thank you, Councillor Slipchuk, for making the motion to adopt the minutes of the regular meeting of council, July 9th, 2024. As presented. Any discussion on that, gentlemen? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. I'm good. That's carried, thank you. On to development applications 7.1.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Development permit 2024-D-191 is the applicant is applying for a second approach onto their residential parcel. Can I get you to go to the map showing the location, please? And to the photo, the next one. Thank you. This property is located on the northwest side of Coal Lake in the Whispering Spruce multi-lot subdivision. Adjacent properties are country residential parcels. The applicant would like to construct a second approach onto their parcel to facilitate the development of an detached garage with a secondary suite. The current access, existing house and detached garage are in the northern area of the lot with a septic field located south of the house. A review of the aerial shows the location of the septic field, and it appears there is sufficient area for a driveway to be constructed to access the proposed detached garage and secondary suite. The approach policy states that only one approach is allowed on a residential parcel, but applications for approaches beyond the maximum may be considered by the Development Authority. Referral was sent to Infrastructure Services on July 5th with no concerns reported. Adjacent landowner letters were sent out on July 5th, and we did not receive any responses at the time of the report generation. Recommend action is that Council refuses the development permit application number 2024-D-191 for a second approach, as the application does not comply with the road approach policy 3A007. Any questions?
Yes,
Yeah,
go,
Mr. Reed,
go ahead.
It's not so much a question as a comment. I agree with your recommendation. It's a huge lot. I looked at it and thought, well, why don't they just subdivide that lot and build another house or whatever? Because I've seen the next one is for the house, or for the secondary suite. Quite a nice secondary suite, but there's lots of room. So that's what I'm concerned about. Why there's so much room there? Why they just don't want to clear trees or whatever? I'm not sure.
That's what they're asking for, so.
No, yeah.
Anyone like to make a motion?
No. I understand what they're doing because they want to keep some privacy if whoever's living that second suite in that, with the shop, whereas they're going to be going right by their house all the time when who's ever in there. I don't see an issue with putting another approach in there.
Yeah. Councillor Fidea.
I mean, we've said no to so many people with that request a second approaches for for years. If we go to that extent, I mean, it's going to be unfair to the people that did want approaches, and we said no to. I think we just stick to our bylaws and go from there. If we want to change the bylaws, I think I'm all in favor of that and getting that going. But there's so many people that have, 5, 10 acres and want 2 approaches, and we say no. So I think we stick to our policies and our bylaws and go from there. This area has a lot of big lots, so it's not going to be just this one. Once we open up the can of worms, it's going to be a lot of applications that are going to come through towards, I think, everything backing up to it. They're all big lots. They're all, 2 to 4 acres, right, somewhere in there.
Yes, there are larger lots within.
Yeah,
this
they're all,
subdivision.
they're all big lots, so it's just gonna, that's what we want to do. I think we do it across the MD, not just this one time.
Mr. Reeve, I'll make the motion not to approve.
Okay. I'll wait for it to come up on the screen. Okay, thank you, Councillor Swaggart, for making this motion that council refuse development permit application number 2024D191 for a second approach as the applicant does not comply with the road approach policy 38007. Any discussion on this motion? What do you think, James?
I like the 007 part. Is this, is that something council wants to discuss later on? Is maybe a second approach to lots that are, substandard, like, that are bigger, that there is something like that? Is that something we want to look at?
Possibly. Mr. Reeve, like this one though, I don't see an issue. They got tons of room. They carry their driveway through to the other. Secondary suites, I thought, were for a specific purpose. You got your grandparents or your parents or whatever living above a garage. I'm not sure if that's, I don't know what they're doing here, but
Yeah.
they've got tons of room. So just extend their driveway. They don't need another approach.
Correct.
I mean, I've had lots of folks ask for other approaches, and we've got a policy.
Yeah.
And so if you keep doing that, then you're gonna, it's maintenance and everything for our road guys. Like every approach, there's, they gotta slow down or whatever, don't block it in with snow, so it makes it tougher too for MD maintenance, so I'm not all that in favor of
Having a discussion? Okay.
doing that. The discussion maybe, but we generally do have that discussion when it really does warrant it, where somebody's got, a 10-acre area or whatever, and there's a swamp halfway through it, and they can't get across to the other, so we'll maybe give them another approach so they can get into a field or something. I mean, we've done that in the past, but this doesn't look like it fits any of their criteria.
Okay, very good. Any other comments? Yes.
I'm still for going with a second approach, because this is like with living quarters where you keep some privacy, where if it was my mother-in-law living there, that was me and my mother-in-law was living there, she's not asking me where I'm going every time. Where you can keep some distance and have your own little life going on and over there, but you're extending that driveway right through to that. This is different than just a shop. There's a living quarters there. Somebody else is going to be living there. They don't know each other's business going on all the time. So I'm for the approach.
All right, any other discussion?
Mr. Reeve,
Yes.
so it's interesting here. So maybe the next one we're going to have to look at the secondary suite application, have discussions about what's the purpose of a secondary suite, and sort of look at that so we're all familiar with why. Yeah. Anyway, that's the next one.
Thank you. All right, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? I guess you're doing that online anyway. Okay, so that's carried. On to 7.2.
Development permit 2024-D.
Yeah, you can vote against your motion.
No, I didn't. I just was curious when you said, because we made the motion to deny it, and I voted in favor of denying it.
No, not according to there. Sorry, unless I read it wrong, people.
Did I?
Correct me if I was
Did I
wrong.
read that wrong?
Can we bring that last screen up? I sure it read 3-2.
Yeah, it did.
It did?
3-2 for, but the
refuse
motion I
it.
made was to deny the approach, so it's not, so we did deny it, right?
Yes?
Okay, thank you. No, I just was confused about the, No, I didn't.
Yeah, he did.
I thought I said yes. Anyway.
Mr. Reeve, we cannot bring the results display up again. We'd have to refer back to the video recording after the meeting
Oh, I
is
see.
concluded.
But it was 3-2, is that correct?
Because it was not a recorded vote, and the vote was still carried,
That's good.
unless you would like to revisit it.
That's very good. Yeah, we're straight. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry about that. I cut you off there. On to 7.2.
Development Permit 2024-D-192 for Jamie Herzog and Patsy Crisp. The applicant is applying for a detached garage with a secondary suite. The property is located in the northwest side of the Coal Lake and the Whispering Spruce multi-lot, the one that we just looked at. And the applicant would like to construct a detached garage with a secondary suite. The suite will be located on the second floor, containing 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, and living kitchen area. This complies with Section 63 of the Land Use Bylaw for secondary suites. Adjacent landowners were sent letters on July 5th, and we did not receive any response at the time of the report generation. The recommended action is that the development permit application 2024-D-192 is approved. The request for detached garage with secondary suite as discretionary use as per Part 6, Section 58, Part 7, Section 69.2 of the Land Use Bylaw, and with the following conditions. Number 1, applicable building, electrical, gas, plumbing, and sewer permits are required as per the Alberta Safety Codes Act. Number 2, building waste materials shall be contained on site in a waste bin or covered enclosed trailer. Number 3, as per Section 71.4 of the Land Use Bylaw, the minimum setback shall be front yard of 25 feet, side yard of 14.7 feet, rear yard 25 feet, building height maximum of 23 feet for accessory buildings. Number 4, the suite shall be subordinate to the accessory building use when located within an accessory building. And number 5, as per Section 63 of the Land Use Bylaw, the suite shall have a minimum floor area of 500 square feet. The suite shall have a maximum floor area of 1,076 square feet, and the suite can contain up to 4 rooms. Example would be 2 bedrooms, 1 kitchen, and 1 bathroom, and they must comply with the Alberta Building Code and any provincial regulation. Any questions?
Thank you. Council, any questions, or someone like to make a motion?
Yeah, thank you. I think I would love to see more of this stuff, happening, and I will happy to make the motion for this one here.
All right, thank you, Councillor Fideo. I'll just wait till it comes up on the screen. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Fideo that council approves development permit application number 2024-D192 for a detached garage with a secondary suite on Lot 2, Block 1, Plan 9222588 within Southeast 365-2 west of the 4th Meridian as discretionary use as per Part 6, Section 59 and Part 7, Section 71.2 of the Land Use Bylaw with following conditions 1 through 3, or is it 4, 5,
5.
6, 1 through 6? Any discussion? Yes, Councillor Swigert.
Mr. Reeve, we may have to have further discussions about our bylaw or whatever, though, because you said 4 rooms?
4 rooms maximum, yes.
And so I'm looking at the plans, and there's 7. So should we have that discussion too, then, or?
Through the Reeve. There-
Porch, living room, bathroom, kitchen, dining room, 2 bedrooms. So it's actually,
So through the Reeve, the requirement is that the rooms are independent. So we have 1 bathroom, that's 1. We
Okay.
have 2 bedrooms, that makes 3.
3.
And then the open concept of living room, dining room, and kitchen area makes it the 4.
okay, so that works though, right?
Yes, that is compliant with what the requirements are.
Okay. And then I guess like the deck or whatever, the porch they call it, that's not classified as a room?
No, that is not part of the room.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure that, everybody else that wants to do this, is within their kind of, within the bounds. So I'm happy with it. Thank you.
Yeah, at least if you painted your nails different colors, it'd be easier to count, All right, any other discussions? Okay, I'll call for the vote. I'm in favor.
Just 1 second.
Oh, sorry.
Can we just get the vote changed to say section 50?
It's right.
It's right on there?
It's right on there.
59, but not, okay.
Yeah.
My bad, sorry.
That's right, I make enough bads for all of us. So it's correct here?
Yes, it is.
All right. I'll call for the vote, and I'm in favor. That's carried, thank you. Good job. On to subdivision applications 8.1.
It's your
Oh,
lucky day.
sorry.
It's me again.
Okay. Man, I thought he did something wrong.
Subdivision application number 2024-S-004 is pertaining to lots 1 and 2, Block 4, Plan 8321737. And this is within Ardmore. Administration has received and is presenting subdivision application 2024-S-004 for council consideration, wherein the applicant is proposing a boundary realignment between lots 1 and 2. Notification of the proposed subdivision was submitted to referral agencies and adjacent landowners with a deadline of July 1st to submit concerns to be considered at the July 23rd council meeting. No concerns have been received regarding this application. Administration's recommended action is that council approve subdivision application 2024-S-004 for a boundary realignment between lots 1 and 2 within the hamlet of Ardmore for Mike and Denise Kessler and Tiffany and Colin Mishak with the following conditions. Number 1, pursuant to section 654 of the Municipal Government Act, all outstanding property taxes be paid.
Thank you. Any questions, or someone like to make a motion? Thank you. Councillor Swiger, then Councillor Fideev.
The question was, could you describe a little bit more why the boundary realignment, just so other folks may be?
They have asked, I cannot tell you the reasoning behind it. They have asked for a boundary realignment, and the boundary realignment would be to 9 feet further to the south from the existing property line that's there between the two right now. They did want some access to their back alley or backyard, as they do not have the way that the property lines sit currently.
Okay, it had nothing to do with a building being too close and non-compliant or something to
No.
a property line?
No.
Okay, interesting. So basically, they're making, it looks like they're going to make the two lots identical in size, is that, because one right now looks bigger than the other, but maybe.
One will be slightly different size than the other, but it was because the north lot couldn't get through to their back alley the way that their property lines were and where the fencing is, that they have made an agreement with the property owners to the south to purchase that sliver and then do a boundary realignment to allow them access. The property to the south does have access through their current approach to get to
Bless
their
you.
back alley, so it's not restricting anything by moving that line for them.
Thank you.
Okay. Councillor Fideev.
Yeah, just for future consideration in regards to the map. I know satellite images are kind of bad as far as property line goes, but are those buildings movable that are on the sight line of the property? Are those permanent or not?
Through the Reeve, a bunch of those buildings have been removed already. There is going to be a requirement with the real property report showing where everything's at. So they will have to bring everything to compliance if there is anything that is sitting that is non-compliant. They have done substantial cleanup in that area prior to submitting the applications. Our aerial photos are from 2021, so they just haven't quite been updated yet.
Okay, thanks for
welcome.
confirming that. Thank you.
Mr. Reeve, so I kind of liked your description, but there's no back alley there because that's a schoolyard. So I'm not sure, yeah, so
That is correct.
they just wanted,
They just need to their backyard.
Yard?
They don't have access to their backyard.
I don't get it, but that's okay, yeah.
Okay, looking for a motion?
Yeah, so I'll make the motion to approve that.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Councillor Swiger, for making this motion that council approve subdivision application 2024-S-004 for a boundary realignment between lots 1 and 2, Block 4, Plan 321737 within the hamlet of Ardmore for Mike and Denise Kessler and Tiffany and Colin Myshak, with the following conditions, 1 through, just 1? Any discussion on this motion, gentlemen? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. I'm in favor again. That's carried, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Well, I'm pretty sure we're jumping all the way to 10.
Thank you, Mr. Reeve. The correspondence and information, 10.1 through 10.9. There is an opportunity for council members to participate in a walk for Wellbriety Walkathon dated August 24th, 2024, that you can self-register for. That is the only item I'd like to highlight for you.
All right, any questions or someone like to make a motion? Yes, Counselor.
Motion to accept the correspondence?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Counselor Swager, for making a motion that council accepts the following correspondence as information. I believe it's 1 through 10. Any discussion, gentlemen? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. I'm in favor. That's carried, thank you. Looking for reports from members of council. I know we just met and there ain't a lot happening, but if somebody has something, go ahead.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet for me as far as committees go.
Yeah.
Nothing really happened. You know, we've done the PR part of it with the air show and things like that, and but that's about it.
Thank you.
So yeah, not too much. You know, we've done, like Councillor Flair said, air shows and different things, and it was nice to have the minister at our local bowling alley and Minister of Municipal Affairs, and that was kind of nice to meet with him. And then I think he was also made it out to the ski hill, so I think maybe somebody can talk a little bit about that, and that was good. I'll just mention a little bit. The Riverland Recreational Trail Group had a meeting 16th of July. They did talk about funding, so they got a grant, I think about $18,000 to put outhouses in, and so each community, Ardmore has a staging area, Town of Bonneville does, and they've done a great job with their, I think they've got a nice outhouse and stuff there, but so they're putting outhouses in, they say Moosewa, Edwardville, Middle Creek, Ashmont. They're kind of looking at Ardmore. They're also looking at staging areas, though, along that trail. If you haven't used it, there's the trail, there's staging areas at different communities, and they'd like to have those consistently kind of looking the same, so when people come in from other areas or whatever, there's some facilities at these staging areas, so they're kind of working at coming up with plans for that and trying to get some grants for that. They're coming up with QR codes for each of the staging areas, so as you pull up, you can spend some time there and scan the QR code with your phone, and then it'll give you information about the community you're in and different areas that you maybe like to look at. And I think the last comment is we've been asking for several years to get signs on Highway 28 that will direct us to the Trestle Bridge down the Y Road. So, and people live down there want that sign too. They've been asking for it. So, nice parking lot there. A lot of people in the MD haven't even been to the Trestle Bridge. It's quite a nice site. So, that has come to apparently Mr. Vespelko, and he'll be bringing it to council for a decision on helping with signage or whatever on the highway. That's it.
I've never been there myself.
Well, wait till we get the signs up, and then you'll know where it is.
Funny story about that trestle. There was a guy proposing to his fiancée, and he was up there and he got nervous and he dropped a ring, and it bounced off about 2-3 beams and it landed on a beam. So he had to he had to go down, go down and risk his life there to get this ring, and then he brought it up, and thankfully she said yes, and yeah, so he almost dropped her all the way to the river. So pretty funny. So I have to go see this this amazing place. Did you have another comment, Ben?
Yeah, just quickly interject, Councilor Scarsley. So in regards to the Trestle Bridge, you know, that's my word. People aren't the greatest enthusiasts about the traffic going there. So they're, again, that road going to it is fairly narrow, and yeah, if we're going to see quite a bit of an increase in the traffic, that speed has to be reduced there. So
Right on that bad bend there, yeah.
yeah, it's pretty tight.
It is,
And-
it's
and,
like a little road.
And then people that are there, you know, they're like, they've lived there all their lives, and
Yeah,
they're like,
they've seen the Trestle Bridge.
there's too much traffic. So, it's beautiful.
Gentlemen?
Yeah, I can believe you lived here all your life and didn't see the trestle before.
Yeah, that's, that, yeah.
It definitely gotta go see it. It's pretty neat. And anyways, I just had a tour of the fire hall there, and it's almost complete inside. It looks really nice. I don't know if you guys had a chance or not, but we went for a tour there last week, and it's gonna be pretty nice. It's gonna hopefully attract a lot of new firefighters and EMS personnel, because they're gonna have a nice place to stay. So anyways, good. It's really exciting there. And then we had a BRFA meeting, business as usual there for the most part. Alicia's in full gear now as interim fire chief, so that's going well, I think, so far. So
Okay, thank you for that.
Friday, we attended an event with the Premier of Alberta, Danielle Smith, and Scott Shear, the MLA. It was interesting talks, talked about healthcare and all that, and energy, and promoting it. And also, then we met with Mr. McIver on Saturday evening at the bowling alley and with the town of Bonneville Council. It was a great event, and Mr. McIver even mentioned how it was nice to see how we can all work together and have fun and enjoy each other's company together like that. He said he was amazed at that. And then also we met Mr. and Minister McIver at he had took the time out to come out and see us at Canosa Ridge, and he was amazed at the resort. So I believe we'll look at some good positives coming out of that little trip that he made. And thank you to the Reeve for bringing him some nice parting gifts for all the time he took out for us as the MD. I attended a lodge meeting via Zoom, and we have 6 vacancies in Bonneville and 4 in Cold Lake, so we're pretty well. It's a lot better than it was a year and a half ago at least. So, and that's it.
Okay, well, thank you, gentlemen. Yeah, you guys covered everything that I was at. I think we're blessed to have the Premier and some ministers, and it's quite a blessing to have them in our area. It can't do no harm. And I think they were totally impressed with a lot that they've seen. So that'll, yeah, can only go up from here. All right, we don't have anything else, do we?
I just had a question,
go
Mr.
ahead.
Reeve. We had some discussion about, is it the Minister of Parks and Recreation or wherever, who would actually be sort of helping us fund the ski hill if we're looking at that? Have we invited that? Have we invited that
Yeah,
minister?
he mentioned that, about that minister, and I think that minister wanted to come up, and help me with his name. Who's the? Shaw? Mr. Shaw? Is that correct? Tourism and that, yeah. He's scheduled to come up come up in August or September or something.
That'd be nice,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
But I think Minister, MacGyver's
MacGyver?
going to talk to him. Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, I
Councillor
think
Fidel.
it's, because it's kind of split up between the two departments. One is parks, and then the other one is tourism.
Tourism, yeah.
So when we were at the meeting in Edmonton, tourism minister said that we're pushing on a door that's open, and we kind of mentioned that it's a great saying, but as the saying goes, show me the money. So it's one of those things where they're saying all this, but
But you know what, when they
Actually,
come and see it,
100%.
that's the big difference,
Yeah.
right? They don't, They're driving up and expecting maybe a couple granaries and,
And they see
and
it.
there's like, whoa.
Like the old
So-
ASCO trailer that was there, right?
Right?
Mr. Reeve, now that MacIver's been here, maybe it would be worth us writing another letter to both of those other ministers saying that, you know, Minister MacIver had a great
Yeah.
visit here.
What did I call him, MacGyver?
No, no, just, you know, follow up with a letter now that he's been here and just say that, be nice to have, I don't know, just to keep it going, right?
Yeah. Okay,
They'll
very
forget
good.
about it.
Yeah, one of the biggest comments I had at the air show was, when are we putting in the mooring? Because there's so many people that are, there's no mooring spots in Cold Lake at all. That are, you know, people are right now just talking to you know, Miss Kiambao, and she was saying that people park their boats on the rocks and they walk, you know, they crawl through the bushes to
Yeah.
get to the ski hill. And I think that is, you know, it's a big part of increasing business
I
at
just-
the hill.
Gotta cut, yeah. Esther was, I forgot to talk about Esther. She had, you know, she gave the minister a lot of information.
Yeah.
And Hillary as well, his assistant. So, yeah, I was thankful for her being there as well as our, one of our directors out there was with us. So that was awesome. Either one, go ahead.
Well, the minister also mentioned about, some came up with some ideas about
Try not to
maybe,
eat it.
even made comments about water slides and,
He had his own ideas.
yeah, like he said this, like he couldn't believe the spot it's at and the facility we have there. So I believe there's a lot back, and he did say he was going to talk to the other ministers and tell them they
Yes.
got to make a personal visit out here. So I think it's going to be beneficial, and I really pushed him for the hydrotherapy as well.
Nice, thank you. So I just wanted to mention, I had grandkids in Revelstoke, and we went to the Revelstoke Mountain Resort and spent 2 days there. And Revelstoke has an adventure park really similar to Kinnasoo. Like, it's kind of a 7-pole park or whatever. There's a 6 plus a climbing wall. But anyway, I talked to the staff there about the facilities. The big thing is the coaster, the downhill coaster. So they put in a coaster a few years ago. They put in another one beside it. They say they lose $100,000 a year on their adventure park. They make $4 million a year on their coasters. And so, and the difference is you can get a lot of people, kids and adults, down a coaster in a short period of time with no manpower, because there's 2 people at the top and 2 at the bottom, and that's it. Whereas the adventure park, you know, the kids waited for 45 minutes to get onto it, and there's like, I don't know, 10 staff are there, you know, helping. So it cost a lot. So, you know, I mean, the only way to change that would be to have a much bigger adventure park, which I don't think we
Yeah.
right now can do, and then so you have a lot more kids and then the same amount of staff. But the coaster, man, that's making $4 million a year. They said they're actually making on the coasters. So
But
kinda
that's
good to hear.
That's through traffic though, right? It's
Well, they're
we're
on highway.
We're a little bit different. We're in a dead end, kind of. It's a little different, situation, but something to
Yeah.
look at for sure. Thank you. Yes, Counselor.
Yeah, one more thing I want to bring up, because when Reeve and myself were out there, we did notice like the ramp going up to the adventure park. It's for the wheelchair accessibility. It's all just gravel, and I think we should look at something about getting that ramp paved, make it easier accessible for them.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Someone like to make a motion to adjourn? Unless we have.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Good job, everyone.